Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Tuesday, June 16th, 2015. I'm your presenter, Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Premier of Nevis and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Vance Amory, met with Assistant Comptrollers in the Customs Department today, Wednesday, June 16, 2015, when strategic objectives for the Customs and Excise Department were discussed. Following the meeting, Assistant Comptroller Shane Hanley gave an overview of the objectives of the meeting with the Premier.
What we discussed was our approach to risk management. Risk management has been used in all customs and in all modern customs administration worldwide. It's a way where the department could maximize the use of the resources, using them wisely. We have also showed the risk remedies which we would be able to implement over the course of 2015.
Deputy Comptroller Cynric Carey says the meeting was successful and the Customs Department is expecting a fruitful development plan.
I think the meeting was very fruitful. The response from the Premier and the PS were very positive, and I think going forward, our Department Development Plan 2015 would be a success and will get the full support from the NIA.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Colin Dorr, pledged the ministry's commitment to the enhancement of the services offered at the Customs Department.
From the ministry point of view, we are in full support of the Customs Department. We know the environment and the way they're operating is changing from what they had 5-10 years ago, and it's becoming more challenging. And based on the plan they have outlined today, there are some measures in it which can be done short term, some in the medium term, and some more long term.
Also present at the meeting were Principal Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Joan Brown, and Senior Economist Marlene Jeffers, as well as Assistant Comptrollers Lescott Webb, Warren Pemberton, and Roger Fifield of the Customs and Excise Department. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Mark Brantley, today addressed the 45th regular session of the Organization of American States OAS General Assembly. Here is more in this report.
Thanks, Bronte. Today, the St. Kitts and Nevis Foreign Affairs Minister commended the organization for its work and vision over the years and put forward a number of questions for its consideration in charting its way forward.
From its accession to membership until today, St. Kitts and Nevis has been a strong supporter of this organization and remains proudly and unreservedly committed to its future. Just a few short weeks ago, along with my colleagues here seated around the table, I had the opportunity to attend the 7th Summit of the Americas in Panama. For me, the summit showcased the transformational capacity of constructive engagement and political dialogue. It also reflected a hemispheric recognition of the importance of investing in development cooperation if this hemisphere is to achieve prosperity with equity.
Minister Brantley reminded the leadership of the OAS of the commitment to its ideals and described some of the ways St. Kitts and Nevis has benefited from OAS assistance.
St. Kitts and Nevis values the measurable, tangible, and consistent support it has received from the OAS. Our Federation's human capital, disaster preparedness and resilience programs, youth entrepreneurship initiatives have all been fortified with the support of OAS programs. The same is true with regard to efforts in confronting crime and violence. And our nation's shift towards a green economy has been largely nurtured by the many sustainable development programs of the OAS, particularly its energy program. Our thrust in geothermal energy benefited immensely from the direct assistance of the Organization of American States. Our democracy has been strengthened by OAS electoral observer missions and OAS leadership on campaign finance reform.
Attending the session as well was St. Kitts and Nevis Chargé d'Affaires in Washington, Justin Hawley, as well as Ambassador-designate to the OAS, Dr. Evanson Hall, who, while not yet confirmed, is assisting in the Foreign Affairs Ministry.
The OAS is unmatched as a conduit for political exchange and collaboration in our hemisphere. It is appropriate and necessary for us to seize this moment to strategize and plan together. Charting the future of this organization is no small task. It must be a continuous process as we seek to live up to the expectations of our populations and develop effective mechanisms and programs that can deliver results for all of our people.
The General Assembly session is being held at the OAS headquarters in Washington, D.C., USA. Reporting for the Nevis Newscast, I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes.
Thanks, Donis. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the University of Virginia, will be participating in a research project aimed at determining the prevalence and distribution of type 2 diabetes in St. Kitts and Nevis. The research project would provide solid evidence for targeted intervention to mitigate the condition on the island. During a press conference held yesterday, Tuesday, June 15th, at the Nevis Island Administration Conference Room, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Nicole Slack-Liburd, explained the purpose of the study and its benefits to health on Nevis.
Over the next several weeks, a research team headed by Dr. Janita Richardson and comprised of a number of student researchers from the University of Virginia, the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College, and Nevis Sixth Form College will undertake 3 studies on St. Kitts and Nevis. 2 studies will be related to diabetes with the aim of estimating the prevalence and distribution of this non-communicable disease, which affects many in our population.
Liburd noted that the survey will provide the Ministry of Health with the opportunity to target priority areas in relation to research and expose students to the field of research.
This opportunity will allow us to target areas in need of priority with respect to research, as well as expose our local students to the field of research, thus developing capacity in this area at an early age.
Dr. Janita Richardson of the University of Virginia explained that the project is financially supported through a 5-year grant from the National Institutes of Health, Minority and Minority Health International Research. She gave an overview of the project.
There is a survey that was created by the ministry, by PAHO and World Health Organization, and was implemented in St. Kitts to investigate what people know about diet, exercise, and their general health. We will be asking those questions to persons in public places and parking lots by the ferry, which will take only about 10 minutes of your time. And we will also be targeting diabetics, those who are registered diabetics, to get a sense for what they understand about their disease and disease management.
An asthma study will also be conducted to assess health-seeking behavior in relation to childhood asthma and the emergency room on Nevis to determine first-level points of care. The data collected from the research study will be shared with the Ministry of Health to inform health interventions and education that meet the citizens. Also present were Medical Officer of Health Dr. Judy Nisbet. The press conference was chaired by Nadine Carty-Keynes, Program Coordinator at the Health Promotion Unit. Coming up, experience St. Kitts and Nevis receiving positive feedback. The details after this break.
Especially for the country, I'm a ladies. The nice Nevis girl never know. It's sweet. Ladies, you ready? Come show me that you're ready.
Welcome back. The future of the Caribbean's Citizenship by Investment program is greater transparency and integrity, said St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, as he addressed the inaugural Caribbean Region Citizenship by Investment program meeting, which was held on June 15th and 16th on St. Kitts. Prime Minister Harris further stated that the St. Kitts and Nevis government has to invest the time, energy and resources necessary to restore confidence locally and trust internationally in its program. He said he is a definite supporter of this program because he knows its potential for transformative development, empowering people, and is supporting the country's economic resilience and prosperity agenda. Prime Minister Harris said that an effectively run citizenship and investment program organized with the proper structures and systems, rigid and reliable due diligence practices, transparency, parliamentary and/or cabinet oversight, and in the full view of public scrutiny is and can be an invaluable asset for any country. He encouraged Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica and Grenada, which already have national programs, and others who are considering their own, to work with the St. Kitts and Nevis to build the best programs. As the industry grows, it must be better managed, staffed by professionals, guided by transparent rules and regulations. We have to work together to frustrate criminal intent, activities and resources that seek to find any weak link and to exploit it, he stressed. Prime Minister Harris reiterated that St. Kitts and Nevis wants and will work with a coalition of the willing to promote greater transparency, good corporate governance, efficiency, accountability, integrity, and exclusivity. Arts and Culture is a program developed by the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation, NCDF, to showcase the various art forms and cultural backgrounds to enlighten the present generation. The program, which is broadcast weekly on Nevis Television, will, as of this week, occupy a different time slot. That is according to Chief Executive Officer of the NCDF, Keith Scarborough.
I'm pleased to inform that our program, Inside the Arts and Culture, will be broadcasting now on Wednesday evenings at 8:30. The reason for that is that many of our viewers has been complaining that the earliness of that program didn't give them that opportunity to witness the program. So we have adhered to their request, and we are putting the program now on a Wednesday evening at 8:30.
Scarborough says for the months of June and July, the program will focus on all things Culturama.
As we approach Culturama 41, our program Inside the Arts and Culture will focus more on the cultural performances of yesteryear. The whole idea behind that is to remind the younger ones especially of the masks that we used to play in the years gone by, who used to participate in these different arts and folklore, and give you an opportunity to see what transpired in years gone by. Following that Culturama period, of course, we shall go back into our normal broadcasting of everything culture, meaning bush medicine, religion, what we eat, what we drink, who we are, 'cause basically that's what our culture is all about.
Chief Executive Officer of the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation, Keith Scarborough. There has only been positive feedback since Experience St. Kitts and Nevis was launched less than a month ago, so noted marketing executive Tisha Martin in a recent update. The digital marketing company supports and advertises St. Kitts and Nevis by creating an awareness of the Federation through the promotion of local businesses, organizations, and their events.
We're finding a different way to advertise. We use Facebook, we use social media such as Instagram and Twitter, and the new thing on the market is the app. And it's very useful because everyone wants information, they want it now, and they want it in the palm of their hands, literally. So that's what we try to give them. It's a step up. There's newspapers for advertisements, then we have TV, radio, and then the app was next. And it's very useful because everyone has access to it. Almost everyone has a smartphone, so everyone will be able to download the app and see what's there to experience in St. Kitts and Nevis.
According to Martin, users are especially excited and impressed with the Experience St. Kitts and Nevis mobile application.
There's so much information. It's like a handheld phone book in your hand. There's a list of events that people can use, because even for locals, it's for locals as well. Living here, we don't always know what's going on, and with the event listing, we can know when something is happening, and it's just very convenient. And there's also deals that locals are just excited to work with us with. And for businesses, is great for them as well because their market base expands locally, regionally, and worldwide, actually, because since it's an app, anyone that has an Android phone or an iPhone could get information and potentially come to St. Kitts and Nevis.
Experience St. Kitts and Nevis advertises entities via several media by which the company can also be contacted.
Our office is in Nelson Spring. Our office number is 869-469-7086. We also have our website, experienceskn.com, and you can also email us there. Our line of communication is very open. We have Facebook as well. You can contact us on Facebook at Experience St. Kitts and Nevis. We have Twitter. You can shoot us a message there at ExperienceSKN. And then we have our Instagram page as well at ExperienceSKN. We hope to be at the top of the list very soon. We plan to dominate in the US, the UK, Europe. The list is pretty big.
Nevis's Ministry of Tourism has described the launch of Experience St. Kitts and Nevis as a move that is both innovative and engaging. Thank you for viewing tonight's newscast. We've now come to the end of tonight's presentation of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Good night.